They'll probably say, where exactly are you going with this? I see you really trying to take it there. Old school flows chew you out, ain't fair. Jordan Pants don't...
Yo, what up YouTube? It's your boy Zah back at you real quick. Anyways, man, I know a lot of people have been on me about the videos that I've been uploading lately. There's been a lot of good input as far as like people liking the direction I've been going, but there's a few individuals that would like me to talk about things more street. I won't even say street. They just basically want me to get into it about PCs and talk about PCs and all other things that really make absolutely no difference in the world. They're just individuals that are PCs, and there's nothing we can do or they can do. They can't do anything to get from up under that title, and we can't do nothing to stop that title unless we're to run into them in person. And to be honest, I'm just gonna say something because it happened to me like maybe 3 days ago, depending on when I put up a particular post on IG. You know, for the most part, it's like, yeah, I'm at that age to where I should know better really to get into with individuals. And the thing is, I don't never have to mention names. People know generally who I talk about because there's only been maybe one or two individuals that actually wanted to knock their head off their shoulders. But that's not really the point of the video. The video, which is basically to warn a lot of people against engaging in conversation with particular individuals. Like PCs that get at me, I say absolutely nothing to them. There's been a couple that I respond a couple of times, basically talk my shit and get off, when I should know better and I should know to refrain from doing such things, because at the end of the day, we ain't even supposed to deal with them, period. Now, things are done. Whatever said is said. Whatever has been said can't really be taken back. But I just want to encourage the people that really never participate in these type of things, that may not like these particular individuals themselves, but I need to warn you against making threats against them and saying that you'll do this and saying that you do that. Anything that can consider great bodily injury or any type of bodily injuries to particular individuals. I said before, if you come at these cats and you happen to actually catch one slipping, most likely if you don't dead them, they're gonna come back and tell. So it's no need to really engage in any type of conversation with these individuals. And I'm gonna tell you why. Because I had put up a post maybe 3 days ago, and it was somewhat of a rant. Like, you know, usually everybody that knows my channel knows that when fools say something, I get on their head. If you disrespect the homies, I'm on your head. If you say something about me, I usually spit back at you, because I'm just one of those that you really can't say nothing to me, and I don't clap back. You know what I mean? I don't clap back, but I should have known better than to engage with these cats. You know what I mean? It's just one of those things. Now, don't get me wrong. As far as like being in trouble with my own homies or anything like that, that's not the case. I'm making this video basically just to warn people against threatening these cats. See, I got a conversation. I had a conversation with somebody that called me out of nowhere. Don't really know how this particular officer got the number to my phone, which was kind of funny. And it's not like I got doxxed or some PC did some weird stuff. It was a legitimate officer had got at me, and basically our conversation consists of, you know, making threats towards any individual that may be good or not good is something that can come back and bite me as one of the individuals, because there's a few different individuals that have threatened particular cats. And even though we've been warned by their homies, don't even say nothing to them, you know, we chose to engage with these particular individuals. And though they may be on the internet boastful about what they'll do and how they'll pull up and all that, and we feed into it, because that's something that we do, especially as homies or anybody that's really with any type of business. Because don't get me wrong, that I'll go back into that, but you've had individuals on here that don't bang, they've never banged, but they just don't like the way certain individuals conduct themselves or what they say or how they're boastful and what they'll do, because some individuals are so childish that any simple criticism, they take it as a bad thing and automatically start clapping back, and then they want to call out half the internet, and then cats do respond. That's something I said on my other video a long time ago. Just because an individual, just because a guy or a woman or whatever you want to doesn't bang, doesn't mean that as a man they're not going to take certain things personal and want to do something. You know, they're not thinking about killing or nothing like that. They're just thinking basically man to man, imano imano, whatever. I hear it all the time. Hey, Zah, you should fight this dude. But what you understand is there's no fighting none of them dudes. It's just, I'm not going to get into it, but it's just there's no fight. You know what I mean? So, and plus I'm a little bit too old to be trying to find somebody and go duke them out or anything of that nature. You know what I mean? And plus, there's consequence to your action. Like I said, I got a call from a particular, I don't know if this dude was a detective or he was just a regular cop, but from some of the things that he was saying, it was just one of those like, damn, like somebody that you would figure would be investigating you. But the way he spoke on a lot of different individuals, and he really didn't have to say name for me to get a general idea of exactly who he was talking about. And I tell people all the time, when you say things on this channel, understand that there's people watching. I don't give no diagram to law enforcement or CEOs and anything, because I don't really talk about nothing, you know what I mean? But there are individuals out there that say certain things and the cops are watching them. My channel, I told you before, a cop out here in Palmdale had pulled me over, told me that I was doing a good job, you know what I mean? Basically, because I'm not really saying anything negative. I'm not encouraging kids to want to go out and gangbang. I'm not doing nothing of that nature, because it will be counterproductive, you know what I mean? It's just something I refuse to do. It's like I said numerous times, if anybody wants to gangbang, that's your choice to really go out there and get it the way you get it. I would advise against it, because you're going to learn the hard way. You're going to lose a lot of things, family, maybe somebody that you really love, like a woman, you know what I mean? Or maybe even a brother or sister that, you know, since you're incarcerated, you're not there if something happens to them, or there to protect them, and if something happens and you're going crazy in the head. So that's why I tell you that it's best to just make your money, get you a good chick or whatever floats your boat, and just kick it, you know what I mean? You can, or even if you're involved in it, you know, get in, get your little reputation, and then get on about your business, because at the end of the day, nobody really cares. Love is love. You get that from your hood, but nobody really cares. I don't want to stray from the sole intent of this video. It was just basically to warn individuals to refrain from threatening these 2.5s and these PCs and all that. It's a reason why they go on the internet and they're so reckless at the mouth. There's a lot of them fools that feel like as if they can't be touched, but you got to understand, now it's like the fake are now in abundance. The real are in a short supply, because even the ones that were considered real, they started to water the game down so much that they feed in to all the fakeness that's going on out there. You got a lot of cats that at one time they were staunchly against certain things, but now they're like, oh well, you know, I'm older, so yeah, that's just something that happens. You know, in any other case, they'd be like, oh, hell no, that fool should get this, or, you know, whatever. But they just feel like it's not their problem no more. And that's one of the reasons why society is the way it is, because the ones that were your leaders and the one that's supposed to teach you on how to conduct yourself and how to go about things, whether it's negative or positive. Because if you're gangbanging and you got an older homie telling you exactly how to do it, they're not telling you to go out and gangbang. They're telling you, hey, this is what you do to, you know, to survive. This is what you do if you have to do this. If you have to do this, this is the way you do it. It may be negative, but it's still giving some sort of instruction. Now, if you're one of those cats that have dealt with older homies that's like, hey, you better do this or you get checked, then you chose the wrong hood, or you chose to allow an individual to make decision that you should have been making yourself. You know what I mean? But you do got good homies out there that got good heads on their shoulders, that are able to lead you in the way, like, hey, you know, if this is what you're going to be out about, there's nothing, you know, an individual could really do about it. But as far as like pushing you to go do something, do this drive-by, do this, you know, when they're not doing that and they're taking out of their time to really like focus on you, you know, that's something that you should take to heart, you know what I mean, and understand this is probably one of those individuals from your hood that really give a fuck about you. But that's besides the point. Back to what I was saying, to all the homies that's on here, and you know, you get into it, these PCs, understand, even if you have fake accounts, there's always some way of finding you, you know what I mean? And that's what these feds and these cops do. They have no time but to research and dig deep and investigate certain situations. A lot of these PCs are protected. Like, there's something about it. Like, I don't know what society is trying to do. You figure people be like, oh, it's not like that. But look at, if you got pedophilia running so rampant in the United States and all across the world, the more they water down the game, the more they make you desensitized to some of the things that are taking place in the world. The more a lot of people get used to them regardless. You cannot sit here and tell me not for once there's something that you were once against hard. And I'm not talking about gangs or, you know, but just morally wise, that you, at one time you're you know, greatly opposed to. Now it's like, well, that's not that bad. That's the same in the world, you know what I'm saying? When they had when homosexuality was looked down upon bad, like if you caught people was hurting you and, you know, it was excuse my language, gay bashing and all this other stuff was going on, and people were acceptable of that. But now, you know, gays are so out in the open, and they put that on every show that you see. It's like pushing that narrative, so much so people have got desensitized to it. Now you got pedophilia. They've been showing babies in diapers and all this, and then showing naked babies. Oh, it's cute, it's for the mothers. But you know, for a pedophile, that was something totally different. But they knew what they were doing. They catered to these individuals, and they'll continue to do it. You see what I'm saying? So all I'm saying is, like, with that, it's like you will get accustomed to a lot of things. 6ix9ine, I seen people posing with him that look like they were about something. Any other time and they around certain people, they'd be like, oh, that fool 6ix9ine, this and that. But do they sell their soul to be that fool? Plain and simple. Oh, I would have told too. Them the type of individuals you stay away from. But that's besides the point. All I'm gonna say like this before I end this video, because it's already getting late outside, and you know, even though I'm working on like my camera and trying to figure out different things, you know what I mean, it's late, so it's gonna get dark, you know what I mean. Sorry about that. But anyways, man, be careful, you know what I mean, because I'm gonna tell you exactly what the cop told me. Conspiracy to murder is a crime. And what I mean by that is, because if any of these individuals that you said that you would do something to happen to get murdered, if you have no alibi and you can be placed anywhere within close proximity, I'm talking about you could be in Los Angeles and the murder take place in Palmdale. If they can prove that you got there within a certain time from where you were at, that case is on you. It's so many people right now that if somebody got killed, they will come. I know for a fact, if the individual that I've had words with gets smoked, they're knocking straight on my door. And I wouldn't be surprised if it's one of these individuals that actually put this cop up on me. But who's to know, you know what I mean? And like I said, that's all I'm gonna say on that, man. Can just think about that for the people that wanna threaten these fools and, you know, I'll kill you and all this. Don't do it, dog. Don't give these fools no time of day, because at the end of the day, they will snitch on you. But they don't even have to snitch. They get murdered and you go to jail. Plain and simple, dog. Just remember that. Conspiracy to murder. Conspiracy to murder. And on that note, you enjoy the rest of your night. And boot these fools to the curb, dog. They're not worthy of it. You know what I mean? And on that note, I'm your boy Zot. And I'm out.
Kneel before Zod!